Hi friends, welcome to Sri Chaitanya. This is Umasankar, All India Coordinator of Sri Chaitanya. Yeah, so far we have completed JEE Main 2020 mathematics analysis, of which what concepts are given in algebra, calculus and coordinate geometry. Now today we are concentrating vectors 3D and trigonometry, and this is what under the series of JEE Main and JEE Advanced 2021 special. So mainly here in vectors 3D and geometry, trigonometry, I would like to give more information regarding maths unit wise, topic wise and concept wise analysis. Hope this is very useful, and with the help of this information you will strengthen your preparation and you will get good marks and good rank in JEE Main 2021. My friends, after releasing the JEE Main examination, 2021 announcement with the proper direction by NTA, I will give very good schedule, preparation strategies and models. Please, after watching this video, suggest the requirement. Please don't pass unnecessary comments and unnecessary things. This is very valuable information. Even I am sparing for you, and utilize this opportunity and utilize this dais very carefully, because you know it very well. Even in a JEE Main 2020, the examination was conducted in January session on 7th, 8th, 9th and September 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Under total 8 days, 16 slots, 16 tests, 3 subjects and 1200 questions. They have conducted the JEE Mains examination. From 1200 questions, 400 questions are from mathematics and 400 questions are physics and 400 questions are chemistry. Of that, today we are concentrating the mathematics weightages and weightage under which topics they are concentrating. So my friends, in 8 days, 16 slots out of 16 papers among 400 questions, especially in mathematics in JEE Main 2020, what concepts they have concentrated? In what? In vectors 3D and trigonometry. Because in vectors 3D and trigonometry, as I said earlier, I have divided the entire mathematics into 5 areas. One is algebra. The weightage given for algebra is 45%. Second one is calculus. The weightage given for calculus is 30%. And the third one is coordinate geometry. The weightage given for coordinate geometry is 13%. And the fourth one is vectors and 3D. And fifth one is trigonometry. The weightage allotted for vectors 3D is 9% and trigonometry is 3%. So far we have concentrated algebra, calculus and coordinate geometry. From algebra, calculus and coordinate geometry, what topics they have concentrated, even the topics also, what concepts they have concentrated more. Now today I am concentrating last one, that is vectors 3D and coordinate trigonometry. So my friends, total vectors 3D, from vectors and 3D 35 questions were given, and from trigonometry 13 questions were given out of 400. Total 48 questions are given. So 48 questions from vectors 3D and trigonometry. How many are coming under which topic, which subject, which is subtopic? That is very useful for you, because with that knowledge only you can get the idea. Okay, what is the mindset of the paper setter? So based on that, you can at least change your orientation and preparation. This is very useful for you. So my friends, now coming to vectors 3D, I have divided the entire vectors and 3D into 5 parts. The first part one is properties of vectors, and the second part is product of vectors and vector equations, and the third one is planes, and fourth one is lines. Okay, in properties of vectors, properties of vectors means what is a vector and different kinds of vectors, and what is section formula, and what is triangular properties, and what is parallelogram properties, everything, angle between two vectors, etc. things also in general, unit vector and etc. concepts. So among how many questions were asked in vectors and 35 questions. Of that 35, 4 questions they asked under properties of vectors, and of 14 questions were asked under product of vector. Product of vectors means here dot product, cross product, vector triple product and scalar triple product also. Okay, now coming to the planes, of 35 questions, they asked 12 questions, and of 35 questions, they asked 5 questions under lines. So, from properties of vectors, 4 questions they asked, and from product of vectors and vector equations, 14 questions they asked, and from planes, from three-dimensional geometry, 12 questions they asked, and from lines, from three-dimensional geometry, 5 questions they asked. This is about the weightage analysis, topic-wise, from vector algebra and 3D. Now coming to the trigonometry. Of course, in trigonometry, how many questions they asked? 13 questions. See, in 13 questions, the weightage analysis is like this. I have divided the entire trigonometry just like above. Even here also, just 4 parts. Number 1, up to transformations. And second one is trigonometric equations and inverse trigonometry. And third one is heights and distances and properties of triangles. From up to transformations, they asked out of 13 questions. From transformations, they asked 4 questions. And from trigonometric equations and inverse trigonometry, they asked 4 questions. From heights and distances and properties of triangles, they asked 5 questions. Okay, it's very clear. Now, from 4 questions of properties of triangles, under what concepts they are asking questions? Then this is the detailed analysis. Now, see here. Properties of triangles, 4 questions. See, the 4 questions of properties of triangles. First one is applications of section formula. Yeah, yes, already I told you now. What is if A bar and B bar are 2 vectors, and a vector, a point, what is position vector of the point which divides A bar and B bar in the ratio lambda is to 1, something like that. So applications of that section formula. Okay, and geometrical applications of that section formula, they are very, very important, and only one question they have asked. Now coming to the angle between the 2 vectors. So based on that angle between the 2 vectors, the basic concept of the angle between the 2 vectors, they asked 2 questions only. Now coming to this is very, very important, angular bisectors and its applications. So if 2 vectors are given, what is internal angular bisector and external angular bisectors, and how to find the angular bisectors and its applications, and of this they asked only 1 question. So the 4 questions were divided like this only. That is information regarding properties of vectors and the concepts under properties of vectors. Now coming to the next important one, product of vectors and vector equations, 14 questions. So it plays very good role. So my friends, dot product is there, and cross product is there, and vector triple product is scalar triple product is there, and vector triple product is there. Like that, vector products are there. Of that, applications of dot cross product of 2 and 3 vectors with modulus means what is A bar dot B bar and what is A bar dot B bar, A bar cross B bar, that is a different story. They will give A bar dot B bar information, B bar dot C bar information, and they may ask modulus of A bar plus B bar plus C bar whole square. Something like that, modulus of A bar cross B bar, something like that, modulus of A bar cross B bar dot C bar, something like that. Like that kind of cross products, dot product, and with modulus touch oriented problems also they are asking. And how many questions they asked? See, 8 questions. Of that 8 questions, several problems are previous JEE examination papers only. Straight away they have lifted those questions in this area, and they have given it. So my suggestion would be, while if you are preparing the vectors and vector equations, you please concentrate on the previous examination papers also. Majority of the time they have given the old questions and very simple questions, and of course volume of the parallelepiped. Of course this time 2 questions were asked exclusive on volume of the parallelepiped and its applications, but my suggestion would be you need to concentrate volume of the parallelepiped, tetrahedron, etc., etc. also. Even vector areas of the triangle and rhombus, other things also very, very important. But this time 2 questions were asked under this one. Now coming to applications of projection of the vector. This time they asked only 1 question. Of course, anyhow, this is another important area. What is the projection of A bar on a B bar? What is B bar on A bar? What is component vector of A bar along B bar along A bar? Like that, problems and the applications are very, very important. And this time they asked only 1 question. Now coming to coplanarity of vectors. Okay, they will give set of vectors for you, and they are asking whether the vectors are coplanar or not. If they are coplanar, then find the values of some parameter or something like that. The linear combination, linear relation with the coplanarity of vector also they have asked. And even maxima minima related oriented problems with vectors. That means instead of asking, suppose see, Suppose cos theta plus I plus sin theta j plus k equal to a bar something. Similarly, cos theta I minus sin theta j plus 2k equal to b bar, something like that. What is maximum value of a square, a bar dot b bar or a bar cross b bar? That means what? Though they are appearing like vectors in terms of trigonometry and etc., or sometimes in terms of algebraic terms as components of I bar, j bar and k bar, but after finding the dot product or cross product or triple product, whatever it may be, they may convert it into either algebraic equation or trigonometric equation. Once after getting that algebraic equations or trigonometric equation, based on that, they are asking to find maxima and minima values type of problems. So that kind of application and linked oriented questions are also they are giving, and this is also previous JEE model question only and old advanced examination paper question only. Now coming to the last one is point of intersection of lines in vector equations. So instead of asking the lines equations in the Cartesian form, they are asking the equations of the line in a vector form, and they are asking you to find the point of intersection of the lines. Okay, and this time they asked one question exclusively under that heading. So my friends, entire vector algebra, these are the most important and powerful areas one should practice. Clear? Now coming to planes, coming to 3-dimensional geometry, planes, 12 questions were asked under plane. Of that, see, 3 questions are exclusively on what? Image and foot of the perpendicular of a point with respect to the plane. Image and foot of the perpendicular are the most important areas in planes in all competitive examinations. Even this is important for advanced examination also. 3 questions were asked. Similarly, shortest distance between 2 planes. Of course, you can solve the problem under a vector application also after converting the planes into vectors. So in vectors and planes in the sense they are completely in Cartesian form. Okay, or sometimes they may give equation of the plane in terms of lines also. Okay, so combinations of lines also. So be careful. Anyhow, all shortest distance problems between the planes are very, very important. Now coming to intersection of a set of planes, they asked only one question under that heading. And coming to equation of the plane passing, this is very, very important. See, listen my friend, and several times the problems were repeated under this heading. See, listen, equation of the plane passing through the point and parallel to the line. Passing through the points and parallel to the line. Same type of question, same model, 3 times they asked. Similarly, plane as a perpendicular bisector of the line joining points. Only one question they asked. Similarly, foot of the perpendicular from a point onto the plane containing lines in a vector form. Just now I said, foot of the perpendicular from a point onto the plane containing lines in vector form. So, if the equations of the lines are given in vector form, what to do? You need to convert them into symmetric form, and from that you find the equation of the plane having that lines, and you have to find foot of the perpendicular, and of that they asked one question. And similarly, the distance of a point onto the plane passing to the point of intersection of 2 planes. See, distance of a point onto the plane passing to the point of intersection of 2 planes. So, point of intersection of 2 planes, just like L1 plus lambda L2 equal to 0, like that here also. So, family of concurrent planes, like that. So, and its application I can say. So, one question they asked in this one. So, among 12 questions, these are the areas in general they have concentrated. Of that, this one is very, very important, and this one is very, very important. Which one? Image and foot of the perpendicular. Not only in planes, even in lines also it is very, very important. See, you will see. See, in lines, 5 questions they asked. Even of that 5 questions, foot of the perpendicular of a point on the line is given 1 question. And similarly, image of the point with respect to the line is 1 question. Again, coplanarity of the lines is 1 question. Again, shortest distance between the lines is 1 question. And of course, equation of the line in a symmetrical form or some other forms or something like that, they are asked 1 question. These are all the independent models. But sometimes we can solve these problems. We may convert the equation of the lines in a vector form, and we can solve the problems very easily. So, application related with vectors and Cartesian forms and the nature is very, very important. You master that. Okay, that conversion is very, very important. Very straight and simple questions only in general they asked, and they have concentrated from vectors and 3D. It is the easiest chapter, one can get marks. And almost all majority of the problems are they have lifted and they have asked and they have copied from old JEE questions. Majority, not all, majority. And the rest of the things are very direct questions, and straight away with checking also, inspection also, one can solve the problems very easily. Now this is about what vectors 3D and vectors and 3D. Now coming to trigonometry. Actually from trigonometry up to transformations. Up to transformations means compound angles, trigonometric ratios, compound angles, multiple and submultiples. First, they concentrated one question on what? Trigonometric compound angles applications with the quadratic equations. Means, suppose sin alpha and cos beta are roots of a quadratic equation, something like that. They may find some relations with the sin of alpha plus beta, some sin of alpha minus beta, like that kind of questions. So, quadratic equation interrelated with compound angles applications. And majority of the questions direct approach, something tan A they may give, tan B they may give, tan A plus B they are asking, tan A minus B they are asking, sin A plus B they may ask, sin A plus B, cos A plus B they may ask, cos A minus B, like that. All trigonometric compound angles applications, tan A plus B, tan A minus B, cot A plus B, cot A minus B, sin A plus B, sin A minus B oriented problems also they asked, and one question they have asked in this time. Out of 4, one question they asked under that particular sub-heading. Now coming to applications of standard and multiple and submultiple of angles. What is multiple and submultiple of angles? What is sin A? Sin A means 2 sin A by 2 cos A by 2. What is cos A? 1 plus cos square A by 2. What is 1 minus cos A? 2 sin square A by 2. Like that, multiple and submultiple of angle problems and their applications direct questions. And previous standard trigonometric problems, they asked 2 questions and exclusively from this particular area. Now coming to the interesting one, trigonometric equations and inverse trigonometry, they asked 4 questions. Of that, first one is, only one question is from exclusively trigonometric equation with involved with logarithmic terms. That means log of sine under some base plus log of cos or log of tan, something like that. So, interlinked with logarithmic tinge oriented problems. So, somewhat they are also a part and parcel of logarithm applications of logarithmic probability, logarithmic properties, and logarithmic inequality concepts, and those things are very important, essential. Questions are very easy, but if you have good knowledge on logarithms and properties of logarithm, then only you can solve this problem very easily. Otherwise, problem becomes very difficult for you. Of course, only one question they asked under this one. And coming to solutions of homogeneous trigonometric equations in sine, cos or tan, only one question. That means solve sine square theta plus cos power 4 theta equal to 0. Something like that. Sine power 4 theta plus cos power 4 theta is equal to something. Like that type of questions, even powers, all even, homogeneous powers in a trigonometric equation, exclusively in sine or exclusively in cos or sine and cos or tan, something like that only. And coming to standard inverse sine or tan summation, means what is sine inverse of something plus cos inverse of something equal to dash, or tan inverse of something plus tan inverse of something plus tan inverse of something equal to dash, like that type of questions. All very easy problems. Straight away one can apply compound angles of tan and sine cos formula in inverse trigonometry, and under that side heading or subconcept or concept, 2 questions they asked. This is about what trigonometric equations and inverse trigonometry. Only few questions, 1 or 2 questions are somewhat tricky and time consuming problems. Other than remaining problems are very straight questions. Okay, now coming to properties of triangles and heights and distances. My friends, than properties of triangles, they have given very good questions on heights and distances, but all the straight heights and distance questions are previous JEE models only. Of that, 2 questions are exclusively how to apply sine rule and cos rule. How to apply sine rule, applications of sine rule in heights and distances. I think with this heading, you can easily understand what kind of questions they are asking, and they asked in the examinations. Of that 5, 2 questions are coming under this particular concept only. And coming to angle of elevation, angle of inclination, angle of depression type of problems, straight questions, very elementary questions, 2 questions they asked. And of course, while after drawing the problem and drawing the diagram and applying the trigonometric compound angles and etc and some manipulations and calculation, only the lengthy process. Actually, problem is not at all the difficult one. Only calculation is the time consuming one. And of course, maxima minima applications in heights and distances also very, very important. Okay, so here you need to focus more on what? Somewhat difficult one and interesting one. Only one question they asked among 16 papers, only one question they asked under this heading. Okay, this is about what? Trigonometry. So my friends, this is very, very valuable information in vectors, 3D and trigonometry. Hope this helps you a lot. Don't get any tension for for JEE Main 2021. I will give very good information like this, and this kind of information already we are giving to our Sri Chaitanya students. That is the advantage of Sri Chaitanya students. Though you are not Sri Chaitanya, don't worry about that. But recently we are going to start one new batch. If you want, if for that any regarding any doubts or queries are there, please don't hesitate to ask. And moreover, my friends, once after getting the what is called notification of JEE Main 2021, I will give very good plan, strategy, etc., and preparation strategies and concept-wise important questions and formula also provided. After watching this video, you please subscribe my channel, then only I will provide it for you. And please utilize this dais. Wholeheartedly, I am doing service for you and for your benefit only, without any internal interest or something like that only. Okay, just for to do some service point of view only, I am giving this information for you. I hope you will understand it very well, and we will meet our next session with concepts and questions soon. Okay, thank you once again and please don't forget to subscribe this. Thank you once again.